Welcome to Beat the Odds with myself, Pat Mayo, Matt O'Leary, and John Hyslop, breaking down our initial reactions to the Super Bowl lines that are out right now. There are even props out at the moment, but I do have something for all of you to enter and try to win before we get into everything. It is a giveaway of an autographed Rams Matthew Stafford helmet this week. And all you need to do to get into the draw is hit that like button for the video, subscribe to Odds Checker US, and down in the comment section, give me your favorite early bet for the Super Bowl this time around. And boom, you're in the draw. We will announce the winner on next week's show. And I have the winner of last week's giveaway, the framed autographed Joe Burrow jersey, to give out at the end of the show. So stay tuned before we jump into everything. I don't want to really recap the games here, guys, but I didn't give you guys credit for going undefeated 2 weeks ago on the show, but I will give myself for going undefeated against the spread. Last week, Cincinnati in the points, San Francisco in the points. Looking pretty good, Pat Mayo. Give myself the old Barry Horowitz pat on the back for that one. That's about as good as I'm going to do all season long. I'm still trying to catch up to you guys and all the winners that you've been giving out. John, I felt bad when Higbee went down in that game and Usman went down in that game because it looked like they would have got there.
I think they were both going to set records. So, I mean, it's tough for them, tough for their families, I'm sure. They were both on crutches, like, in the first quarter, so you knew, like, they're not coming back. So now it's just time to watch as a fan, I guess, or get some live action.
Yeah, I mean, you can always, re-up on some of these player props. Like if you're playing DraftKings Sportsbook, they have in-game, same-game parlays now, which is pretty spicy. I'm not going to lie to you. Matt, what's your initial lean on this game? Because it seems to be like there's still places with a bit of vig where you can get 4.5. 4 really does seem to be the number. Rams favored by 4 in this game. And I have not found anyone yet who doesn't love Cincinnati plus 4.
Yep, that add me to the list. I just think right now with how they are playing, the 4 just sounds nice. I think this is probably like a field goal game either way. And I mean, you just look, it seems like every once in a while you get those teams that they just seem like a team of destiny. And right now, Cincinnati's playing with swagger. They've covered this. They've been really good to us. I think 7 straight now against the spread after the win over the Kansas City Chiefs in the conference championship. And obviously, you look at the Rams roster, they're stacked from top to bottom. They don't have a first-round pick until like 2030, it feels like. They are really all in here. But I think it's going to be a good game. I think the Bengals will give them a tough fight. And I like that we're getting 4. If it was 3, maybe I'd be leaning a different direction here. But I think with that extra point helps a lot. So early lean is the Bengals for me.
Now, John, if you like the Bengals, do you think it's Bengals plus 4, Bengals money line?
You'd have to go money line if you're taking the Bengals, I think, just because, I mean, it's the Super Bowl. You're betting them because they're a team of destiny, so they're going to have to win, right?
Yeah, plus 160 on the money line right now for the Bengals at DraftKings Sportsbook.
I think they either win or get killed, to be honest with you. That's pretty much – that's the Bengals, right? I mean – go back and look at their last couple of weeks. I mean, that was the story against Tennessee, the story against Kansas City. They were actually getting killed at one point, and then they won against Kansas City. So that's pretty much where I have them. I mean, I'm going to flip-flop like 15 times before this game's played. I mean, we got 2 weeks, but yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at. Either Cincinnati wins or they get killed.
Yeah, I'm curious to see if this line ends up dropping throughout the course of the next 2 weeks as we kind of go through everything. I was looking at the Bengals second half line already. It's plus 3 Bengals for the second half, plus 140 on the money line. Because even if they fall behind early in this game, the one thing that we've seen, I mean, it was really just showcased in both of the Chiefs games, was their ability to adapt and come up with a brand new scheme on defense in both those games and have it be incredibly successful. Because I could see the Rams jumping out to a big lead here, but we've already seen the Rams blow a big lead in week 18 to the 49ers to let them into the playoffs, and it almost came back to bite them. And we've seen the Bengals kind of do the reverse of that, where they've been down at half. Even in that Chargers game, they still lost by a ton. They were down like 24 points in that game at one point, and were still able to stage the comeback. The defense just couldn't really come through against Herbert, who was just chucking the ball all over the place in that game. But I do feel like their ability to adjust at halftime is a real advantage for them on defense. As long as they can kind of plug plug the holes in the boat early in the first half and it doesn't get too out of hand, that I think they're a better second half team here because they don't come out of the gates firing. And we're going to see some stupid stuff in this game with Zach Taylor and Sean McVay where, if it's first down, expect a run from both teams, despite the fact that it's going to go for like -1 yard a carry.
Yeah.
I don't get that one. It seemed like both those teams, like you said, in their games yesterday, they just every single first down they wanted to run the ball right up the A gap, and it just never worked when they were throwing the ball all over the place.
I got it for the Niners perspective because Trent Williams could barely move, but then they're running like trap plays for him, and that was kind of odd, trying to pull him over to the right side. But I think that's why they weren't really running off tackle to the left, because I just don't think that he had the mobility.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I think he definitely, him being banged up definitely played a factor in that game. Ironically, before the game-ending mistake there, Jimmy was throwing the ball a little bit the first 3 quarters of that game. Then, meltdown city as we expected in the fourth.
Well, it looks like, John, he went to the Carson Wentz school of, I'm going to try to make something happen here.
Mm-hmm. He pulled a Jimmy G literally right at the time that everyone was expecting him to pull a Jimmy G, which is what you would expect from Jimmy G.
Yeah, he's going to be nice on the, I don't know, Texans next year, maybe?
Where do we think he's going? I have no idea. Like, I couldn't imagine any fan base being excited about getting Jimmy G. I mean, maybe a front office, but man, like, that's a tough sell.
Yeah, it's not great. Looking at the lie, like, obviously -4 Rams right now. Like I said, I think that drops to 3.5 just because there's so much Bengals love at the moment. 48.5 is the over-under in this game, paying -110 on either side. I always feel like, and I'll see what the sentiment is right now, but unders in the Super Bowl, I feel like they've been coming through more often than not over like the past 5 or so years where everyone expects fireworks with 2 great offenses and then just nothing happens in the game.
I'm with you. I'm definitely on the first half under. I feel like that consistently happens where, like, I don't know, you see these teams and you expect, okay, it's going to be a shootout, and then it's like 9-6 at the half, and you're like, okay, what the hell happened here? So I definitely like it in the first half. I don't know if I'm going for it on the game because, as you kind of hinted at earlier, the Bengals, like, they just seem to turn it on in the second half, and then I don't know, maybe they get into a little bit of a shootout down the stretch and it turns into a good game. But sloppy first halves usually tend to be the case here in the Super Bowl, and I think that's what I'm riding.
John, do you have a take on the total, or are there any props that I know they just got released that are like, oh boy, that's pretty good?
I'm not taking an under, so the total's out for me because I think the game probably will go under.
Then you should take
that
it.
Number.
If you think it goes under, you should bet the under.
Yeah, but I can't bet an under, and it's the last game of the season. I just can't do it. That doesn't feel right.
You don't bet any unders?
Never. You could. There's an over. You got to be able to find an over somewhere. I mean, even for under guys, you could take over punts. You know what I mean? That's like an over for an under guy. But I'm not.
Or you can just bet an under if you think it's going to happen and win money.
No, because then now you're sitting there rooting for them not to score. Like that's just.
Yeah, it's exactly the same. It's exactly the same sort of sweat.
Kind of. I mean, in a way, but it just doesn't feel right. There's got to be an over out there that you can take somehow, especially in the prop market. I mean, you can look at receiving props, passing props. I mean, obviously, if it's going under, you're probably not getting a lot of passing love. But receiving wise, right now, Joe Mixon 25.5 receiving yards. That doesn't feel that wrong. Obviously, we're going to wait a while for that one, but we don't have tight ends yet because both of them are on crutches, so we don't know who's playing. I'll look there. Cooper Kupp's at 104. Maybe he gets there even without points. But yeah, I mean,
I can see the over on Cooper Kupp. It just hits every week.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, even though like you're literally betting a guy over 104 yards. I mean, that feels crazy, especially when you look at the other guys. Tyler Boyd's at like 37. 68 for T. Higgins, and then 104. And I'm like, yeah, I'll take the 104. That feels weird, but it's right.
Yeah, the one thing that I was really looking for was going to be the over-under field goals in this game because it just both these coaches don't mind settling for a long field goal.
What's the number there? Do we know?
No, it's not out. They won't release it yet. So they do have some scoring specials out already, though. First to score, that kind of thing. There is the first touchdown market that's already going to be coming out. So you have the Super Bowl specials. Like, these are the ones that I think you should stay away from. Like the Cooper Cup to have a 50-yard touchdown in the game 4-1. Like, yeah, that could happen. I don't think I want to go. It feels like I would need more than 4-1, and you can only bet it will happen, not it won't happen.
Yeah. No, you're 100% right on those. There's going to be a million of those in this game. So you really got to actually like think about what you're going to be doing watching the game, and like, hey, do I really want this bet on my card? You know what I mean? And that's definitely the Cooper Cup over 50-yard touchdown is not something I want.
Yeah, by and large, Matt, on the Super Bowl props that get released, if there's no as an option, generally it's a bad bet.
Oh, 100% agree. It's they're trying to bait you into it, and more often than not, they get people to bite. I agree with you guys. I'm staying off of that. You talked about like what you like on the card. I feel like you got to start your day off hot with either something on the coin toss or the over/under on the anthem. That's my favorite part. You get all these crazy bets. I got to look to see who's doing the anthem, but the over's been pretty good to us the last couple of years on that.
Well, here's the thing. I have won more money on the anthem. It's the highest ROI bet that I've made over the past 5 years. I bet it every year, and usually we get video of the rehearsal, and then books have to go readjust their number. But if you can just be on Twitter when that's happening, it's and they'll cap the market a little bit. And like, there's only so much you can get down, but whatever you can get down, go get it down the moment that gets released. Eventually, they're going to swerve on us one year and release misinformation, but it's worked out pretty cleanly each of the past 5 years. So I really like that one. I do not understand anyone that would bet on the coin toss. That seems like the world's stupidest bet to me.
Oh, why not?
Because you're paying vig on a coin flip. Go flip a coin with someone next to you for no vig.
It's fun.
It's not fun. It's stupid.
It is fun, but if it's fun.
Do you guys not have friends that you can be like, hey, $100 on this coin flip?
There's something different about watching the coin flip by someone else on television.
There isn't. It's you're paying money for someone to flip a coin for you.
Or you're winning money for someone.
No, you're not, because you're not winning as much money as if you just flip the coin yourself.
I'm with John. I think you're anti-fun, Pat.
I'm not anti-fun. I'm anti-paying.
Don't like a lot of fun.
So on a 50-50 proposition, what I can do is, give myself, minus 105. I can bet $105 to win 100 on a coin toss. That is moronic.
But fun moronic.
It's not. It just sounds like you got a problem at that point. Or you don't
maybe we do.
Or you don't.
But it's a fun problem.
It's either a fun problem or you just don't grasp math. Now I know you're American.
I'm not a math guy.
But you guys are American, so I can kind of let that slide.
I'm a coin toss guy though.
Like, did they not teach you probability in school? Like, I don't know what happens in America.
That was way after I was gone.
Or
maybe they did. I don't know. I could not be paying attention.
That Common Core stuff isn't the best. So
nope. Exactly.
Yeah. Like I said, I only know how it works here. I don't know how it works there, because math seems to be a real problem for Americans. And betting on the coin toss of the Super Bowl seems to be a big problem.
I feel like that's why we'll always have sports books.
This is true. That is,
guys like us.
You are
good for the economy.
You are. You're getting people. You're moving the money around, really stimulating the economy when it comes down to it.
Giving it to the sports books.
Kendall Blanton has now dropped at 16-1 for first touchdown, which these markets have to move because they're unbettable right now because they still have CJ Uzma in the market for first touchdown score, but they've already bumped up Drew Sample to be 22-1 as first touchdown score. They're not giving you a break. The defenses as first score is 30-1 right now. It's like they really don't want to get taken this early in the week.
I feel like that's true. I'm actually waiting to see Blanton's lines just because of the Bengals and their inability to cover the tight end. But I don't know that when we're even going to see that.
Yeah, we won't see it until we know for sure whether Higbee is playing or not. There's no way Uzma is playing, right?
I don't think so. That looked bad.
Yeah, I would be very surprised if Uzma plays this week. Higbee, I think you have a much better shot there, but yeah, we got to wait at least a week before looking at any of those, I think.
The only one that really sticks out to me as a potential, I don't even really like it, is what the hell is the Notre Dame guy's name on the Rams? The guy that dropped the touchdown yesterday, Ben Skrowerneck.
Yeah, I can't pronounce his name, but I know the guy you're talking about. That was horrible. That was an awful drop.
But here's the thing, though. at least that play exists for him. That if he gets it, it's a touchdown. He's 65-1 to score first touchdown. Like that, I think of all of the first touchdown bets that we have in this game, at least that's the one that, I don't know, seems plausible. That is a decent odd. Like, like Sony Michel, 16-1. Daryl Henderson, 16-1. Daryl Henderson might not even play in the game. Like Higbee is still listed at 14-1 because they don't want to take him off the board to have to put him back on. But they also don't want to give him like lower odds because they don't want people jumping on it 2 weeks out. So this is a market that has to mature, I think, before you put any sort of money on it.
1,000%. And
unless it's on the 65-1 guy.
Yeah, I mean, that number's not getting worse, though.
Yeah.
And I feel like you got to go with somebody off the board because everyone's kind of expecting it to be like, I don't know, like last year, everyone was on Tyreek Hill or Travis Kelce. And then I think it ended up being like Rob Gronkowski.
It was Gronk, yeah.
Yeah. So I think you got to go someone off the board. I think that's a good call.
Yeah, but I mean, all those off the board guys are they're paying. I mean, I think Gronk was 20-1 or 25-1 last year. Maybe he was 18-1, but like the 18-1, like I said, Kendall Blanton is 16-1. Like they're not giving you that tier of option like we would normally get, at least not right now.
No, that's why we wait.
Yeah. Yep. All right, guys. Any final Super Bowl initial thoughts before we really dig into this next week?
I literally have nothing.
It's too early.
Looking at the prop market right now, I'm looking at this. I'm just like, man, I got nothing.
Okay.
It's nice to see. That's all I can say, man. It's nice to see there are props. I mean, props to FanDuel and DraftKings for that because usually we have to wait like a week before we'll see a prop. Yeah, and right now I'm looking at them all.
I mean, in a that's the one good thing about the legalization of sports betting in America, that these are competitive books that want your money, and they're going to be putting out whatever they can entice you to get in on as early as possible. Even if the lines aren't great right now, at least they exist, which is really nice because before it'd be like the Wednesday before the Super Bowl. It's like, I'm checking my books. I haven't got anything yet. Yep. So at least they're out there. It gives us something to talk about at the very least. One more thing to talk about is that giveaway of the Matthew Stafford autographed helmet. Once again, to get into that draw, all you need to do is smash the like button to this episode, hit the subscribe button for Odds Checker US, and give us your favorite early lean on a Super Bowl bet down in the comment section. We got to give away the winner of the framed autograph Joe Burrow jersey from last week. Thank you all for entering, but the winner is Peter Flanagan. Thank you very much. All you need to do is go on Twitter at Odds Checker US and let them know that you are Peter Flanagan and that you won this giveaway, and they will hook everything up for you. Congratulations once again. We will return next week here on the Odds Checker US YouTube channel. So for Matt, for John, I'm Pat Mayo. We'll see you then.